Welcome in on a hot Sunday afternoon here in CHO Airport Field. I'm Landon Weaver alongside Luke Stefanisco for yet another South Division clash between the Waynesboro Generals and your Charlottesville Tom Sox, who find themselves in third place after a tough loss to Harrisonburg last night.
Yeah, the Sox didn't have their best performance this season against Harrisonburg. They've had some success against the Turks, but certainly not last night. They did muster 8 hits, so the offense was there, but they really couldn't find a way to play to cross runners. A lot of scoring chances went by the wayside, and pitching-wise, there was a lot of, solid innings, but there was also some defensive mistakes that really put our pitchers in a bad spot. I harken back to one in the later innings where Walker Buchanan lost a fly ball in the lights, and with the bases loaded and 2 outs, turned a inning-ending fly ball into a free RBI triple for the Turks, so that was a big deal in that one. But they look to bounce back today against the Waynesboro team that's been one of the lower teams in the VBL South Division, and that's lost a lot of guys since the last time we've seen them.
Yeah, setting the lineup for the Generals today, Seth Buchanan will lead off at shortstop, Noah Murray, the third baseman in the 2-hole, Nathan Fink batting third at center field, and Macadin Dye behind the plate today batting fourth. Batting fifth is Parker White at first base in the 6-hole. Dalton Rock at right field, and at 7, Jose Fichera left field. Batting 8th is Bryson Hamilton in the DH spot, and finishing off the lineup is Griffin Costa at second base. On the mound for the Tom Sox today is the VCU Ram Riley Rorty, who will look to get the Sox on a good start here and en route to what should hopefully for them be a good victory, but we got to play 9 innings of baseball first, Luke.
Yeah, Riley Rorty's been one of the more tenured guys on the Sox starting staff. He's pitched 9 games, only made 1 start. This will be his second start of the season. 5.06 ERA in the 16 innings he's pitched with 10 strikeouts. Walks were an issue for him. He's had 21 this season, but he's managed to lower that number down and pitch some solid innings for the Sox later on through the stretch.
And the umpires tonight, Mike Mackey behind the plate, Matthew Pierman over at first, and Casey Haydon rounding off the crew in blue at third base. First pitch coming up, it'll be Seth Buchanan in the righty's batter box. A senior out of Lebanon, Virginia, plays his college ball at VMI, a member of the Cadet squad. And on the season, he's batting a respectable 277 and 101 at-bats. That's 16 RBIs and 28 hits. He's been one of the Generals' better batters this season, and not to mention he's in the first spot for them. So Rorty gets himself set up on the bump. Tavares behind the plate lowers his mask, and we are ready to go, folks. First pitch coming up right here. Rorty to Buchanan. The first pitch swinging and crushing into left field. Going back is Genowine, and he will not make the catch. It bounces off the fence, and Buchanan will round second for a first pitch double.
Certainly not the first pitch you want to throw in a ball game like today. The Sox desperately in need of a win, and already kind of leaves one hanging over the middle of the plate, and he's lucky to get that baseball back, as that one was just a few inches away from a solo leadoff shot for Buchanan.
So with that, we'll set the rest of the Tom Sox defensive lineup already. Rorty on the mound, Tavares behind the plate, and as we said, Genowine in left field, Langley in center, Perry Hargett rounding out the outfield in right. And then in the infield, Sowers in short, Luderman at second, French at first, Patrick Nias at third. First pitch to the next batter, Noah Murray. It's fouled off for strike 1.
Riley Rorty, not the biggest velocity guy, but when he does have his breaking pitches working, they do tend to move a lot. And that's where he gets a lot of his outs, whether it be a called strike looking or a weak contact from the batter.
Noah Murray, a local kid from Crozet, Virginia. Going to play his college ball at UVA next spring as the count evens at 1.
Murray was one of the many Blue Devils that followed Coach Chris Pollard to the University of Virginia.
Buchanan taking a nice lead from second. He goes. Swung on is the pitch, and it's driven into left field, but into foul territory. Genowine had it covered, though, if it were to stay fair. 1-2 now the count. Buchanan will go back to second. As you mentioned, Rorty, a guy that's really been steadily lowering that ERA. Every outing that he has seems to improve himself, and he'll look to do that today. The 1-2 finds the inside corner for strike 3. Looking.
There's the breaking pitch that we mentioned. When he has it, he's able to locate it really effectively, and it breaks well. It obviously confused Noah Murray there, and he gets a nice strikeout looking to get some kind of, stability in this ball game after the leadoff double.
It's Rority's 11th strikeout on the season, came into this game with 10, has walked 21 batters. Next pitch to Nathan Fink, a former Tom Sox player, is swung on and missed for strike one.
Yeah, Fink, a former VBL champion, was also one of the players in that 2023 squad, which our professional unk Nate Schwartz got to call a couple games where he was in the lineup.
Buchanan again still at second, catches Riley off guard. He'll step off the mound for a second and regain his composure with one out gone here after Rorty struck out Murray looking. The 0-1 to Fink. Buchanan goes. Taveras won't even try and throw over to third, so goes down as a stolen base for Buchanan. And the Generals already on the front foot, have a runner 90 feet away from scoring.
It's an issue we've talked about all season. The Tom Sox pitching staff does struggle to kind of hold runners on and work pickoffs, and right there you see with Buchanan timing that up.
The 1-1, Fink foul tips that one backwards to put 2 strikes on. A 1-2 count with 1 away here in the top of the first. A nice Sunday afternoon here in Charlottesville. No rainy weather or poor weather in the forecast. It looks like we're going to be able to play a game here. As the press box knocks on wood. The 1-2 down in the dirt for an even count at 2. Buchanan was ready to jump on that one, had that one gone into the backstop.
Landon, there's been so much rain. I don't blame the rest of the press box for really knocking on wood. I mean, yesterday, driving back from Pennsylvania to get to Harrisonburg, I was stuck in traffic in West Virginia for an hour. It was brutal.
The 2-2. Chopped over to Luderman. He'll throw it to first as Buchanan comes to score. So 2 gone, but the Generals get on the board first here in Charlottesville. 1-0.
And O'Reilly, not much he could do on the mound, honestly. Buchanan getting leadoff double, had a nice job timing up Rorty, and he was going to score on any real hard hit contact, and that wasn't that much of a hard hit contact, but it was enough to plate him across. And Waynesboro takes an early lead here, and the Sox have to battle back, something they're very familiar with.
First pitch to 4-hole man Mac Dye. He'll be manning behind the plate for the Generals on defense today. First pitch was a ball, the 1-0. Right down the middle for strike one. A good pitch there from Rorty. Mac Dye, a junior at Old Dominion. Harold's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. The 1-1 swung on and pop foul. As the count again moves to 1-2. It seems that every at bat other than the first has gone to a 1-2 count, Luke.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a difference from yesterday. Luke Crater started the game for the Sox and found himself in a lot of full counts. Rorty at least attacking here and really working these batters, keeping them on their toes.
Rorty, the 1-2 to Dye. Swing and a miss. Rorty's second strikeout sees the Sox get out of the top of the first with just 1 run allowed here in Charlottesville. On the mound for the Generals is Colby Edson. In his first appearance for Waynesboro this season, he dons out of Eastern Mennonite University. And Luke, what do you have on him?
Well, to be quite honest, Landon, it's not the most impressive stat line from his 3 years at Eastern Mennonite University. His first year as a freshman, he pitched 5 games with an 0-1 record, 6 innings with a 21 ERA. His sophomore and junior years, he pitched both 13 games. Both ERAs hovering above 10. So his career ERA does sit above 10. That's not a great line. Probably looking to get some reps here in the summer in the Valley Baseball League and kind of turn around his last season at Eastern Mennonite.
He'll have to face off against the Tar Heel Perry Hargett first, who's on a 5-game hitting streak. The first pitch to him right down the seam for strike 1. Perry has really turned his season around here for the Tom Sox. He's been good all season, but his hitting at least has now jumped over the Mendoza line, now at 205, as the second pitch to him is down low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, and Perry, a guy that gets on base, much like his UNC teammate Lee Sowers, but a little bit different ways sometimes. Hargett, more of a guy that gets on base by the hit, but Sowers kind of holds the walk numbers over Hargett.
The 1-1, again down low for ball 2. Hargett gets ahead. Yeah, he's really been a guy that's kind of been reliable as of late. A lot of singles out there, hitting between third and short. The 2-1 to Hargett. Thought about swinging, decided not to, but instead the ball finds the strike zone for an even count at 2.
It's hard to think of an MLB comparison for a guy like Perry Hargett because there's not a lot of guys that bat leadoff, 200-ish, but they work a lot of walks, they work counts, and they fight to get on base gritty like. Hargett
swings on that one, but it's going to find its way to Murray, who'll throw over to the first, and the catch is made for out number 1. So Hargett put the ball where he normally puts it, but just a bit too towards the left, and third baseman Noah Murray was able to scoop his glove up on that one. Up to bat now is Kyle Langley, who didn't have the best night last night. I believe it was an 0 for 5 night. And in his home turf as well, which he normally had hit well, and he'll look to right his wrongs tonight, as his first one's a chopper over to first. Going to be tossed back to the pitcher. The tag is not made in time. Langley gets on base with a single to his name. Langley, after going 0 for 5 last night, starts off 1 for 1 here.
Now to roll over to Patrick Neas, who's been a pretty hot hitter for the Sox as of late. He's had some successful games, namely at Eagle Field over in Harrisonburg. But if he can carry that success he's had there to CHO Airport Field, we might see some more firepower off the bat of Pat.
Yeah, Neas, a couple home runs to his name this season, including a grand slam early on. The first pitch to him, he swings and chops it foul for 0-1.
Edson, not really a strikeout guy. He's just hovered over 30 career strikeouts in his 3 seasons at Eastern Mennonite, so we'll see how the Sox handle that today.
The throw over to first, but no avail as Langley slides back in. Neas digs in at home plate. Edson will deal the 0-1. And Neas pops that one up. That's not going to be in play. It's going to go foul and dings right near us into a crowd of Fluvanna players, a youth team that is in attendance today.
It's almost like a Little League World Series game today here, Landon, with all the Little League representation out in the crowd.
Yeah, the Peachtree team, the Nines, are going to the World Series for their respective age group. Congrats to them. The 0-2 is not going to be thrown. Another throw over attempt to Langley does not fall through, and still 1 out away here. The count is 0-2 to Patrick Neas. Edson trying to get his first strikeout. The pitch can't find the zone, just a bit high for ball 1. 1-2 now.
I'll tell you, Landon, there's not many cooler things than going to Williamsport and watching the Little League World Series, because it's almost pure baseball. I know people say college baseball is the purest version of baseball, but I think the Little League World Series has a rightful claim to that.
Neas swings on that one, drives it up in the air, coming to get his third baseman, Noah Murray. He loses it in the air, and it'll drop into foul territory, and we'll do it again.
I guess to go back to my point about the League World Series, though, those kids just truly love the game of baseball. They're so grateful to be there and appreciative. I've been multiple times as a Pennsylvania native, and it's always a cool experience getting to see, different countries, different, nationalities of players, the different styles, Japanese style of baseball, the South American style of baseball, all kind of meshing together in one area, and it's just really cool to see.
So many iconic moments as well. I mean, who could forget Big Al? The 1-2 to Nias. Down low again. Count will even at 2 apiece. What's your favorite Little League World Series moment?
Well, I'm always kind of rooting for Mid-Atlantic, as a Pennsylvania native should, and I always remember watching Monet Davis dominate, and that was one of the cooler things I've ever seen at the Little League World Series.
The 2-2. That one takes a hit off of Nias' glove, and he'll jog his way over to first. As it almost hit off his bat, but caught him in the hand instead, and Sox have 2 on.
And here's a guy that Sox would like to step up into a bigger role, and they're giving him a shot today in the 4 spot as he walks up to beautiful tunes of Rush. It's Brock Clayton.
Clayton had a hit last time out. Trying to replicate that today. With only 1 gone here, he's got a lot of rain. Langley at second leading. Clayton swinging and driving into center field. That one's going to fall short and into the glove of Fink, but Langley thought about going to third. Decides to hold up, and same order on the bases with Langley at second, Nias at first, with Hudson Luderman up to bat.
That's been kind of the story of the season for Brock Clayton. You mentioned it almost every broadcast, but the man makes hard contact. He just tends to find the deepest parts of the yard, and whether it be the 365 sign out in center or the 385 depth out in right center, it's been a rough go of it for Brock Clayton, and he's just it almost feels as if it was a hit away from breaking out of it, but he just can't seem to find that hit sometimes.
So Edson will deal to Luderman with 2 gone here in the first. That one takes a nip off of Luderman's chest, and he'll hit the bases loaded. A 2-out rally here in Charlottesville, and that brings up one of the newer additions to this Tom Sox roster playing at first base today. It's Anderson French.
I know you're excited about this at-bat, and you also have a pretty cool thing today with the right side of the infield entirely being Hokies, but Luderman and French back-to-back. I think you're going to see that for a couple years to come in your broadcasting career at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it was exciting seeing that at English Field in Blacksburg, and now we're seeing it here at CHO Airport Field in Charlottesville. Hokies taking over Charlottesville, as you could say. The first pitch to French, way inside for ball 1. Tom Sox in a prime position to score here, but leaving runners on base was a problem last night. They left 9 on base against Harrisonburg compared to their 5, and they also out-hit the Turks. So they, on paper, played better, but couldn't get the job done when it mattered most. The 1-0 to French. He takes a look at that one, and it sails just above the strike zone for ball 2. Good piece of batting there from French. Edson will deal the 2-0. Inside again, ball 3.
With 2 hit by pitches this inning and a 3-0 count, I'm assuming that Randy Tomlin and co are letting Anderson French know to let this one go by no matter what it is.
Smart coaching from the staff that is really seasoned. French will face the 3-0 pitch. He watches that one sail in the strike zone just as you foreshadowed, Luke, but still a hitter's count for Anderson. A lefty with a lot of pop on his bat, but I wouldn't expect him to be too aggressive here with the bases loaded scenario and only 1 strike in his at-bat.
There's a new one, Landon. There's a helicopter. We'll keep count of that. That's the first one of the game.
Yeah, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, typically a train, but today it's a helicopter.
The 3-1 to French with the chopper flying near. He's going to be walked, and Langley will score. Sox even the game at 1 apiece.
Good at-bat, nothing too crazy. Just take what the pitcher's going to give you. And if he's not giving you strikes, take the walk, bring in the run, and tie this game up. Turn it over to another new guy in Will Genuine.
A guy that has really come onto the scene and made an impact quick. Will Genuine is batting .333 in his last 4 games as a Tom Sox, and just 9 at-bats with 1 RBI to his name, but looking to get some more here with 2 outs away here in the bottom of the first. The man out of Sewanee, the first pitch inside again. Edson just cannot locate a zone.
And it feels the Sox are really getting guys with unique stances. They had Elijah Williams with his, very long stance with the bat kind of over the shoulder. Genuine's really open in his stance, but I think it helps him being a pull-side lefty hitter that open stance helps him kind of get the ball out into right field with some pop.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot. It really just a lot of pop on his bat, but it gets down soon enough where the right fielder can't grab it. And he's a really fast guy, too, standing at about 5'10". He's quick. So the Tampa, Florida native will dig in yet again for a 1-0 pitch, courtesy of Colby Edson. The pitch. Genuine swings and drives that one into right field. It's going to score Nias. Here comes Luderman. French going to third. Tom Sox will score too as that ball passes by, and French is going to score as well. A 3-run RBI double. And Genuine is on his horse here in Charlottesville.
And they will award Will Genuine third base as that ball went out of play. So now Sox will have Genuine 90 feet away for Evan Taveras.
So Evan Taveras will come up with another runner in scoring position for the Sox. They now lead 4-1 here early. Just a great piece of hitting there, and we talked about it right before he swung on that. That's what he does. Evan Taveras digging in now against Colby Edson. He swings and drives that one into left field. Going back is Fichera. Not going to be enough. A home run for Evan Taveras. A 2-run at that, and the Sox lead 6-1.
Well, he'd been waiting all season long, and I was going to mention in this at-bat that he has yet to record an extra base hit this season. Well, that's no more. Evan Taveras blasts that one out to left field, and Coy Tomlin is going to be the first to meet him at the plate.
It's a guy you'd want to see at home plate, as Taveras and Coy Tomlin will touch caps, and the Tom Sox lead 6-1 here in the bottom of the first. Still 2 away here. And Lee Sowers will step up to the plate with the bases clear and not a whole lot of pressure now.
Yeah, well, not the best start for Edson in his first appearance for Waynesboro this season. 6 runs in the first, not going to be one to remember.
Yeah, not great for the Eastern Mennonite Pickleball Club co-captain. The first pitch. Just outside for ball 1. Sowers, a guy that has, not hit the best this season, but his on-base percentage is staggering. The 1-0. Can't dip into the zone again for ball 2. His on-base percentage as of the last 5 games is right around 300. My apologies, it's over 500. Over 500. So half the time he is getting on base via the walk mainly. 6 walks in his last 5 games. The 2-0. That one sails into the zone. Edson finally gets on for strike 1.
Well, it's definitely disheartening to see one of the first strikes you've thrown in a couple batters end up over the left field fence, but nice bounce back pitch there from Edson to get a strike on Sowers.
The 2-1. Sowers drives that one across the glove of Parker White, and he gets himself on base again. A broken record now. Lee Sowers is on base. And now we will have officially reached around the order. It's Perry Hargett for the second time in the bottom of the first. You don't see that very often.
And this will be a first for me, Landon, having to check off a little box in the scorebook to note that this is the second time Perry Hargett's going to take bat in the first inning.
Still 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That has been in effect since Brock Clayton lined out to center field in just the 4th at bat. And Hargett drives that one in the air to right field. Coming over is Daniel Rock, and he makes the catch. So the Sox will end the inning with a 6-1 lead here in Charlottesville. Sox are finally back on defense in what seemed like a forever first inning, but it's a positive forever first inning in which they drove in 6 runs on just 4 hits, Luke.
And that was the offense they needed last night, and I guess they were feeling a little frisky today when they woke up, because 6 runs in the first inning, that's a good start for the Tom Sox and something they desperately needed to try and get back into second.
The first pitch from Rory to Parker White is a swinging strike, and yeah, now they're on pace for 54 runs in this game, Luke.
I sure hope that happens, Landon. I sure hope that happens. That would be an amazing game.
The 0-1 to White. In the zone for strike 2. Rory getting himself going here. He already had 2 strikeouts in the first. Looking for a few more here. An 0-2 count. He's ahead. The pitch up high for ball 1.
Waynesboro, you want to find some kind of response, whether it be a run, multiple runs, but you need something, because that's a life-sucking inning there, what Tom Sox just did with 6 runs and batting around in the first.
The 1-2. White pops that one up. Coming over to get it is going to be Patrick Nias, and he makes the grab. 1 gone here in the top of the second. A little pop-up fly there to third.
Boy, Tomlin making sure Pat Nias made the catch there, and he's giving us a smile in the press box, and love to see that from Coach Coy.
It always puts a smile on my face when I talk to him about whether it's the Yankees or what he's doing with the Tom Sox today. It's always a good conversation. So now up to bat is Daniel Rock for the Generals, and Rory's first pitch to him is just outside for a ball. The 1-0 to Dalton is outside again for 2-0. He also is playing out of Eastern Mennonite University, but so far this season he's really been hitting well, batting .417 for the Generals. The 2-0 pop behind him foul, and that'll put a strike in this at bat. 2-1 now the count, with 1 gone here in the top of the second after the Generals struck first on a 4-3 put out RBI from Nathan Fink. As that one is driven into left field, it's going to drop for a base hit and maybe more. Dalton rocks his way over to second, and again the Generals log a double.
And that one got on I should say one of the more unique fixtures in the Tom Sox ballpark here at CHO Airport Field. Kind of a hill out on the left field line just past the Waynesboro bullpen, and it kind of died as it rolled up the hill there. Genuine made a nice play of getting it out there quickly to avoid Rock getting to third.
It's going to bring up Jose Fichera, the left fielder for Waynesboro, with a runner in scoring position and 1 gone here in the top of the second. Rory deals right down the middle for strike 1. Another good pitch from Rory. He's not doing so much fastball work today, more off speed, and it's really helping him.
Yeah, that breaking ball almost started in the righty batter's box and kind of worked its way back over to the middle of the plate. It was beautiful.
The 0-1 just outside the zone for an even count at 1, but Evan Tavares and Rory both nodded to each other. I was almost stiff to say, yeah, that's the pitch I like. He'll deal the 1-1. That one's in for another strike. Rory continuing his reign and trying to retire yet another General batter. The 1-2 to Fichera. Inside for a called strike 3. Rory's 3rd strikeout of the day, and we haven't even played 2 innings, Luke.
And it's the 2nd strikeout looking, which again is set up by the breaking pitches. That fastball really clipped the inside corner. Fichera even got out of the way of it, thinking it was going to hit him, but according to home plate umpire Mike Mackey, that's a strike.
Yeah, that pitch did look a little inside, but I guess it just nipped the zone. As another pitch to Rory is a chopper in the right field, and that one is going to score. Dalton Rock, an RBI single for Bryson Hamilton.
Yeah, just a good job of situational hitting there. The righty knew there was a hole on the right side of the infield, kind of chopped one, didn't get the best piece of it, managed to just find the green grass of the outfield and score his teammate from second.
Brings up the bottom of the lineup, Griffin Costa, who is related to Kagan Costa on the Tom Sox roster earlier this season.
Costa, a switch hitter, choosing to bat from the right side here against the righty Rorty.
The first pitch to him is another blooper into right field. That's going to send Bryson Hamilton on his horse. He'll go to third, and Costa going all the way to second. The tag in time. Lee Sowers with a good piece of infielding, and that ends the inning with only one out for the Generals. 6-2 here in Charlottesville. Kyle Langley will lead off the bottom of the second after the Generals followed suit in their first inning and brought in another run to make it 6-2 here early in Charlottesville.
Langley was first to reach base for the Sox in that wild first inning.
He pops that one up foul over by the bullpen for the Generals, and it'll be a 0-1 count.
Fans that the Peachtree Nines table was actually next to the concession stand and not behind the third base bleachers.
The 0-1 pitch coming up to Kyle Langley, who singled in his first at-bat, in which everybody got a first at-bat in that first inning. The 0-1 outside for ball one. Langley, a really consistent hitter all season for the Sox. He's been a guy that when he comes up to the plate, you know he's going to do something well. That pitch also outside for ball two.
He tends to put bat on ball. He's only struck out 16 times this season. He's walked 12, 28 hits. He's been the prototypical guy to put at the top of the lineup and have success.
The 2-1 to Langley. He watches that one sail again, just a bit above the zone for ball three, and already in a huge hitter's count. He digs in. Edison readies himself on the bump. The 3-1 pitch. Way outside, and nonetheless, it'll go down as a ball four, and Langley will get himself on base for the second time today.
As you would say, that one just a bit outside. By just a bit, I mean quite a bit. Maybe even more than quite a bit, a lot. It's a good job by Langley to work the count there to earn himself a walk and a free pass to first.
And that brings up Patrick Nias, who has been an RBI demon this season, to say the least, with a couple of his home runs both being extra running, not just solos. The first pitch to Pat. Thought about swinging on that one, decided not to, and it was a good choice as that one nipped the outer edge of the zone and will not go down as a strike.
No motion in the Waynesboro bullpen. They're going to let Edson go as far as he can, and they've been a little short on pitchers, so it's probably the reasoning behind that.
The throw over to first is not in time, and Langley stays there. I believe it was also Kyle Langley that had a few throwovers in Patrick Nias' at-bat last time around. A 1-0 to Nias. Right in line with his head and above the zone for ball two. Edison just not able to find a consistent flurry of pitches, and he'll get a mound visit here.
And I mean, you have to do something, as he's not been the sharpest in these first few at-bats. So good job by Waynesboro staff to at least go out and have a discussion with him, because you're going to need to get a few innings out of him, and right now it's not looking like you're going to get maybe much more than an inning and a third.
Again, no action yet in the Generals bullpen. Actually, just nobody in there at all, which leads us to believe that he will stay in this game and won't be coming out in anytime soon.
Yeah, only 35 pitches so far for Edson. He has thrown more balls than he's thrown strikes today. 20 balls to 15 strikes. As we get a remix of Man on the Moon. This is the LeBron version, Landon.
A LeBron version of interesting, you know.
I guess we're big LeBron fans here at the Charlottesville Tom Sox.
Yeah, I'm more of a Jordan guy myself, but it's a topic for another conversation. And as Edson readies himself on the mound again, maybe we can have another Jordan LeBron debate later on in this game if it gets out of hand more than it already is. 6-2 your score here, the 2-1. Near Nias' head again. Count moves to 3-0. There are a lot of LeBron remixes that came out, you know, over the past 6 months, and some of them are good, some of them are not. The 3-0 nips the outer edge of the zone for strike one.
Yeah, some of the LeBron remixes are really good, though, Landon. Like, I think the Man on the Lakers was probably the best. We just played that one at the ballpark, but there's some other good ones, too.
He swings through that one. Now a full count here as Edson deals 2 straight strikes. Yeah, I remember me and my roommate and a couple of my friends at Tech would, you know, just kind of spit bars to each other with the LeBron remixes, and it became a inside joke, I guess you could call it, as that one's foul tip backwards.
Almost like any type of song that you could think of. There was a couple country songs that became LeBronified. They somehow made a Morgan Wallen song into LeBron. I mean, it was a cultural phenomenon, I think you could say, and that's just how big LeBron is, Landon.
He is a pretty big guy, and mentally and physically, as that one is flipped over to second. The double play not going to be turned, as Nias will get to first and a fielder's choice, but Langley will be out at second. So no harm, no foul, really, except for the out on the board.
The designated hitter, number 30.
Now Brock Clayton gets a second chance here, and again, I think the press box consensus is that if he could just pull some of these fly balls he hits to center and right center over towards the right field fence, it might be one of the more longer home runs we've seen this season.
About 365 out to center, only 290 to right. First pitch, he pulls that one, but it goes foul, dribbles over towards the Tom Sox bullpen.
Again, there's no doubt he has the power. We've seen the hits. It's just that the dimensions of CHO Airport Field can be very unfriendly to some hitters that are, you know, very pull side to right center and dead center field, and that's been an issue this season.
Clayton will dig in yet again for an 0-1 pitch from Edson. Cuts through that one for strike two.
We've only seen one homer go to center field this season, and that was Strasburg Express player Topher Jones, who we headed to Ole Miss this season to play SEC baseball.
Does not surprise me in the slightest. He was quite an efficient batter. The 0-2. Clayton watches that one sail out of the zone for ball one. One of the more renowned batters in the Valley Baseball League was the Strasburg man, Topher Jones, and he has now since been deactivated from their roster. But the 1-2, Clayton pulls that one in the right field. And sliding catches made by Dalton Rock, and Patrick Nias will stay at first base.
There's just, again, the unlucky at-bats that Brock Clayton has. A nice piece right down the right field line, but Dalton Rock, a really good jump on it. A solid job. Maybe a little bit more of theatrics on the slide there, but made a nice play, and Clayton's retired again. Second straight fly out and line out.
Luderman now up to bat. He was hit by the pitch in his first at-bat, eventually was around to score. He'll try and get his bat to ball this time. The first pitch grounds that one over to third. The throw to first in time, and the Sox would go scoreless here in the bottom of the second.
No runs on no hits.
Welcome into the third inning, brought to you by Mosquito Joe. Leading off for the Generals is Seth Buchanan, the leadoff batter in this lineup. After a leadoff double to begin this game, he shows bunt, pops it foul, and it'll be 0-1.
We'll be grateful for Mosquito Joe helping out with the wasps around the press box here at CHO Airport Field. They are pests, and you know, as Ben Rekosh and everyone in the press box, we'd love to hear this: do bad things to bad bugs.
It'll be an 0-1 pitch to Seth Buchanan. Finds the zone for strike two. Rorty continuing his reign here with 3 strikeouts already through 2 innings of pitching. Rorty deals the 0-2. Inside for ball 1. Buchanan digs in yet again, trying to get another leadoff hit. Rorty trying to not have that. The 1-2 inside again. Count is even now at 2 apiece.
This is where you don't want to lose it. You have a 0-2 count on a guy like Buchanan who's had success against you. I think you wanted to attack, and Rorty's kind of played a little bit passive. Both these pitches missed. Now here's the real pitch where you need to make a good throw here to get the out.
Buchanan chops that one foul. We'll do it again. Rorty digs in on the bump. Buchanan digs in the batter's box, and Mike Mackey signals that we're ready to go. The 2-2 pitch again, inside again for 3 straight balls and a full count now.
So Rorty's bordering on his longest outing of the season. He's only pitched a high of 2 2/3, but were he to complete the 3rd inning here, he'd set a new season high for himself.
The 3-2. Grounds that one in between third and short, and he'll get himself on base for the 2nd time today. Buchanan, a leadoff single.
And Buchanan's one of the guys that's played almost the whole season for Waynesboro, so he's had a little bit of tenure and a little bit of getting used to the Valley League pitching. Some of the newer guys haven't seen a lot of arms in the Valley League, so they're still kind of trying to find their way, but Buchanan has had success early against Rorty, and I think it can be partly attributed to the number of at-bats he's gotten in this league.
It's going to bring up Noah Murray, batting .365 on this season. In 17 games for the Generals, he watches that one sail into the zone for strike 1. A good pitch there from Rorty. Rorty sets, throws over to first. Nothing doing there as Buchanan gets that back on the bag safely, and we'll set up for the 0-1 pitch again. The pitch, runner goes, Taveras throws over to second and way over the head of Hudson Luderman, who takes a tumble after falling over Buchanan, who slid into second, and that's going to go down as a stolen base.
Yeah, good jump there from Buchanan. He's caused some havoc on the bases so far in this game, a lot like Jalen Evans did yesterday. It's definitely helped Waynesboro keep themselves in a spot to try and win this game.
Yeah, Jalen Evans terrorized the Sox infield yesterday with, I think it was upwards of 3 stolen bases on the day. He's really getting close to that 30 mark. The 0-1 pitch. Can't locate the zone, just a bit outside of it. Count evens at 1.
That was a good spot there from Rorty. I thought he might have gotten the call, but
2-1 count, courtesy of Mike Mackey. The 2-1. Above the zone for ball 3, and the big hitters count here for Noah Murray. The transfer from Duke to Virginia suffered a tournament loss against Florida State last year, in which that Florida State team was one of the best in the nation. The 3-1 pitch nips the inside edge for a full count here. Rorty coming back into the count. And the payoff pitch coming here soon. Buchanan with a nice lead off of second. The pitch popped up into the air. Coming over to get it is Kyle Langley, and it'll be caught by Perry Hargett. Buchanan will run himself over to third. 1 away here in the Mosquito Joe 3rd inning.
productive out there for Noah Murray, managing to get Buchanan over to third and allow Fink to have a second chance in an RBI, and his second chance in 2 innings.
And that brings up Nathan Fink, who, yes, as you said, had an RBI, and he has a prime chance here with Seth Buchanan just 90 feet away from the bag. The first General to score today was Seth Buchanan. The pitch above the zone for ball 1.
Fink's an imposing guy to step into the batter's box. He's a pretty muscular guy, and it's not the prettiest sight to see as a pitcher.
Takes a big hack at that one. No connection, so it'll go down as a swinging strike, evening the count at 1. Roarty deals the 1-1. Grounded past Patrick Nias' glove, and again, Fink, his RBI will score Seth Buchanan, and we have a 6-3 ball game in Charlottesville.
And there it is again. I mean, that's just a simple, nice job of hitting there from Nathan Fink, just taking what was given to him by Roarty, kind of looping it into left and bringing home Buchanan for the second time today. Starting to kind of spark a Waynesboro comeback here. I mean, 6 runs in the first inning, but their pitching staff locked it down in the second, and now bats are starting to come alive here in the third.
3 straight scoring innings for the Generals. They put up 1 apiece in the first 2, and now they have 1 here in the third. The first pitch to Macadon Dye is again above the zone. Roarty losing a little bit of that touch that we saw earlier in the game. Dye was the victim of Roarty's second strikeout today, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Dye cuts through that one. So with 1 gone here in the top of the third, the Tom Sox defense is needing something here, the 1-1. Taveras throws over to second, the tag, in time. Taveras makes up for his throw over Hudson Luderman's head earlier and gets that one right on a dart for the second out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Fink was a little bit delayed on the steal there, and good job by Taveras to really just sling it, because Luderman and Sowers weren't exactly in the right spot, but throw was perfect for Luderman to apply the tag and get Fink out.
A 2-4 put out there. 1-2 count here. Dye swings and pops that one foul over by the Tom Sox batting cage. And we'll do it again.
To find out how.
The 1-2. That one into the dirt. Nobody on base to take advantage of it, though, and the count will even at 2 apiece.
Yeah, Evan reacted if there was somebody on base, sliding across to block that one. Acrobatic play, but really wasn't necessary in the grand scheme of things.
Roarty deals the 2-2. That one popped up, and that'll go behind us and into the bordering trees around CHO Airport Field. Count remains locked at 2. Roarty comes set. The pitch driven low into Nias' glove. He'll throw over to French, and that put out exterminates the Generals here in the Mosquito Joe top of the third inning.
2 hits.
Welcome into the bottom half of this Mosquito Joe third inning at CHO Airport Field. It's Anderson French digging into the lefties batter box to begin it. The Generals have scored in 3 straight innings, but still trail the Sox 6-3, courtesy of a 6th spot in the bottom of the first. The first pitch to French sails into the strike zone for strike numero uno, and count moves to 0-1. The 0-1 to French. Above the zone for ball 1. Count evens at 1.
Well, by my estimate, Landon, if the Sox don't score another run, Waynesboro will tie this game up by the 6th inning, and then we'll have a great ball game to end this one.
We'll see if it stays that way. It'll be a pretty methodical game from Waynesboro. The 1-1. French cuts through that one for strike 2. French got on base by balls in that flurry of a first inning. Down in the count here. Edson deals the 1-2. French foul tips it backwards, and we'll do it again.
Alex Bingler getting loose in the Tom Sox bullpen. Maybe next inning we'll see him make his appearance after Rorty set his season high for innings with 3.
We're already doing enough to keep the Generals at bay. The 1-2. Outside for an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Edson will deal the 1-2 yet again. Here it is. And French cuts through that one. Over to first. The flip to Edson is in time, and French will be out.
Oh, Edson's been a pest to this Tom Sox lineup for the past 2 innings now, at least so far. Inning and a third, I should say, but hasn't really allowed much. The Sox haven't been able to find the scoreboard since the first.
Yeah, he's really been an itch in their side. As Genuine will dig into the lefty's batter box, trying for a better result than Anderson French saw. Genuine with a single that eventually led to him going all the way to third, advancing on the throw. His first pitch seen is a first pitch ball.
Tom Sox mascot Louis the Prairie Dog made his return today, and he's going around collecting the 50-50s here at CHO Airport Field.
It's got to be about 120 degrees in that costume. The 1-0. Genuine watches it sail outside for ball 2.
He certainly seems to be emphatic and enthusiastic, though I know it's definitely not that fun to be in that suit. I've been a mascot for my high school before, and it's not great in there.
The 2-0. That one inside the zone for strike 1. Genuine watched it. Will digs in for the 2-1 pitch. Edson will deal. He swings on that one. It was inside, and he just wanted to get a piece of it. And he pulled it over towards the Tom Sox dugout for an even count at 2. It's the mascot has now made his way across the face of the dugout and will go over to the left side of the bleachers. The 2-2 pitch to Genuine. That one sails outside again. Count runs full. Payoff pitch coming here soon.
It's been impressive to watch the way Will Genuine's taken his at-bats. I mean, I've not been at CHO Airport Field since last week, but I've been able to watch on the live streams, and he's really good at taking at-bats, extending them, and forcing the pitchers to work.
The 3-2 with 1 away. Inside for ball 4. Genuine works a very professional at-bat and gets himself on base for the 2nd time today.
And with the amount of guys the Tom Sox have lost in recent days, it's refreshing to see a guy like Will Genuine really work his way on base and find a way to be productive offensively for the Sox. The amount of talent that's had to leave the Tom Sox due to injury or other reasons recently.
Yeah, you think about Williams and Gamster, and then on the pitching side, you got Allwine leaving as well. It's been rough for the Tom Sox, but they've certainly made do as today's biggest bat steps up to the plate, Evan Taveras, after hitting a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first. First pitch he sees is right down the middle for strike 1. It'd be hard to replicate what he did, a long blast out to left field, but it's a bit of a confidence boost for someone who has been below that Mendoza line for a lot of the season. The throw over to first, Genuine slides back in, and we'll do the 0-1 again. Edson will deal to Taveras. He swings on, drives that one into left center field. That one's not going to have as much pop on it, and settling under it is left fielder Jose Fichera, who makes the grab. But and now anytime I hear pop off of Taveras' bat, I'm going to get excited after what he did in the first.
Yeah, that was loud contact there on the fly out, but didn't have enough run to really get out of the ballpark. Fichera almost did lose that one. Kind of had to run in and make the play, but no hurt and not too down for Lee Sowers.
And there is some cloud coverage here over CHO Airport Field, but the sun is super bright, which we saw earlier. Noah Murray unable to locate a ball that landed in the foul territory regardless, but the sun is definitely a factor today. Lee Sowers up to the plate. He watches that one sail into the zone for strike one. Sowers able to get on base last time out with a single. We'll try and do something similar here. The 0-1 from Edson. Runner goes, but Sowers drives that one over to second, and the throw over to first is in time, and the Sox go scoreless 2 innings in a row, and this one will end the Mosquito Joe third inning.
Charlottesville Tom Sox.
Sox back on defense here to start the top of the fourth, and it's Rorty still manning the mound for the boys in blue. That first pitch goes inside for ball one. He's now pitching to Parker White, the first baseman, who was put out at third. A little popper. That pitch also down low for ball two. Parker White been one of the better players for this General team. He was the #1 third baseman in the Virginia class of 24, and that one again inside, nearly nipping Parker White on the quad. Instead, it'll be a 3-0 count, and Rorty's got some work to do.
Coach Tomlin showing some trust with Bingler being warm against the lefty, but not throwing him, allowing Rorty to walk Parker White.
4 straight inside pitches, and White will take a jog over to first base. As Coy Tomlin yells out, more strikes. We agree with you, Coy. Strikes are what a pitcher needs to win some games.
Right fielder Dalton
Rorty now facing against Dalton Rock, who hit a double in the top of the second. That's a sliding. Taveras makes the catch for ball one.
It was only Rorty's first walk issued of the day, and Tavares not going to have a conversation with him, as he's getting a little bit of uncharted territory for Rorty. As we already mentioned, set his season high in innings pitched with 3 by completing last half inning, but now he's looking to go over 3 here, and walking the first batter is not the best start towards that.
Yeah, Taveras just jogs out there to calm him down. He's also tied his strikeout numbers The only other time he threw for 3 strikeouts was on July 6th, so not too long ago. He's really been stepping up his game lately. The 1-0. Swung on and popped up into the air. Coming over to get it is Genowine, but Langley will take it instead. 1 out here for Charlottesville.
Good bounce back there from Rory after walking White, getting the lazy fly out from Rock, and now we're going to have to deal with the left fielder in Fichera.
Fichera struck out looking in his last at-bat. That was Rory's last strikeout. The first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Comes set on the mound with Parker White over at first. The pitch chopped over to Nias. The throw to second is in time. The throw to first is in time. A double play to end the inning. And the Sox hold the Generals scoreless for the first time today. 6-3 is still your score from CHO. Well, a few Tom Sox pitchers just won a battle of tug-of-war against about 15 other kids, and Coy Tomlin was loving it.
Yeah, Coy playing the heel there. I think most fans in the park rooting for the children, but Coy Tomlin says, no, I want the Sox to win. And the Sox are winning right now, Landon, so let's hope they keep it up.
Still leading 6-3 after Rory pitched the first scoreless inning for the Generals. Now here in the bottom of the 4th, it's Perry Hargett leading off. The first pitch to Hargett, outside. Nope, not outside. That ball looked outside, but Mike Mackey disagreed with me and calls it a strike. Don't know if that was my eyes or what, but nonetheless, an 0-1 count here. Edson deals. That one, more convincing, strike 2. After the first 6 spot in the first inning, Edson is really locked in and dealt well. The 0-2 upstairs for ball 1.
This will be Edson's 3rd time through the Sox batting order. That's only going in 4 innings, so see how he handles it.
Count now 1-2. Here comes Edson. Down low for ball 2. Even count now. As we get King Julian impressions in the press box, blessing our ears.
I could do that, but I don't think I want to, do that to the broadcast listeners.
The 2-2. Hargett cuts through that one. Swing and a miss. Out number 1 here for Charlottesville. It's going to bring up Kyle Langley.
I did an Australian accent on the broadcast last night to imitate, the first impression of Anderson French, and I thought that was all right, but I'll stray away from any Madagascar impressions today.
Probably for the best on both of our ends. I'm not one to do impressions very well. The first pitch to Kyle Langley, who's gotten on base twice already today. outside, ball 1. Langley, the consistent lefty, digs in here to face the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a drive into center field. Going back is Nathan Fink, and he makes an easy grab for out number 2.
Again, that cursed center field fence just eats up any fly ball that gets out there, it feels almost. We've only seen one go over the fence this season, as we already mentioned, Topher Jones. Still waiting on the second one for anybody on the Sox to try and brave that challenge out there in center and clear the fence.
If it would be anyone, it would be Patrick Nias, a guy that can hit the ball pretty much any distance and get it over the fences. With 2 gone here, Patrick Nias faces the first pitch, and he will not get it to the fences, but up in the air, coming to get it is Noah Murray, but he drops it, and it's going to be a on base for Patrick Nias. A bit of a surprise play. Again, that's the second time Murray's lost it in the sun. But I would honestly put that on Seth Buchanan. He started to come over and then ran away from it, and it left Murray stranded, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's where miscommunication happens, and we've seen it happen to the Sox where miscommunication turns into runs for the other team. Well, what goes around come around for the Sox right here.
So that'll go down as an E5. As Brock Clayton digs in, trying to remedy himself here. He's had a couple of unlucky hits today. A liner into center and a liner into right field, looking to do something different here. Cuts through that one, strike 1.
He's taking big hacks. He wants to break out of the unlucky struggle with one swing, and he's very close to doing so.
Clayton on the season, batting right around 230. So a respectable number, but he'd just like to have more of those extra base hits, which we know he can get at some point. He's only struck out 6 times compared to 8 walks, so a patient batter, knows what he likes and swings when he wants. The 1-1, swings through that one. Count moves to 1-2.
Brock Clayton, Coy Tomlin's favorite player, and he's sitting down there at the foot of the bleachers cheering him on, hoping for a Brock Clayton single or even better, something more.
Edson will deal the 1-2. Clayton swings through that one, a drop strike 3, throwing over to first, and that'll end the inning. Sox still lead here going into the top of the 5th by a score of 6-3.
No hits with 1 error.
Bryson Hamilton digs in for the Generals to begin this 5th inning here in Charlottesville. Sox still lead 6-3. Rorty's still on the mound, and he deals a first pitch strike. Apart from that blast of an inning in the first, the Sox have not been able to get anything going with 3 straight scoreless.
And that's credit to Colby Edson really pitching a great game after the struggles in the first.
Hamilton fouls that one off towards the Generals' dugout. Quickly 0-2. Rorty now entering his 5th inning of work. Keeps on increasing his season high. The 0-2. Down low for ball 1. That one had a lot of heat on it. He's kind of moving away from his off speed.
And Rorty hasn't had a start since game 2 of the Culpeper doubleheader last month.
Swing and a miss. Rorty gets his 4th strikeout of the day, courtesy of a Bryson Hamilton swing and a cut through of that pitch. And now a new career high in that aspect for him. Season high for the Sox. 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. Brings up Griffin Costa. Is that one, the appeal is that Costa did not go, ball 1. In the top of the 2nd, Costa did hit a single but got a little greedy, tried to round 2nd before a 9-6 putout saw the inning end. Rorty deals again, that one a bit higher but still outside for ball 2.
Those looping hits must run in the family. Kagan Costa had a lot of those bloop singles into right field for the Sox earlier on this year, and well, Griffin just decided to pick up where Kagan left off, his very own back in the 2nd.
Rorty will deal the 2-0. That one nips the outer edge for strike 1. Getting himself going in this at-bat. The 2nd baseman digs in, Rorty deals. Another strike, evening the count at 2. Rorty gets himself back in this at-bat quickly. Looking for his 5th. The 2-2 pitch. Just inside, and the count will run full. Not a whole lot of those today.
That's always a good thing to not really have to go to 3-2. It means you're throwing a lot of pitches to try and get one batter out. Rorty's been pretty effective at getting the batter out, or at least producing an outcome early on in the at-bat.
The 3-2. That one just misses the zone for ball 4, and Rorty will walk Griffin Costa. We mentioned earlier that Alex Bingler was warming up in the bullpen. And now Randy Tomlin walking out, and he signals for Alex Bingler to come make an appearance here in Charlottesville, and we'll preview him when we return. So Riley Rorty exits after probably his best outing of the season so far, and it's really good to see that every time he's come on the mound he's improved, and his ERA will most likely drop after this one. In comes Alex Bingler out of James Madison, a lefty, gracing the bump now as he finds himself in a fresh count against Seth Buchanan. The first pitch to Buchanan. It's a swinging strike. It's actually not Seth Buchanan. It's going to be number 13. It's a new pitch, new hitter for the Generals. Nonetheless, the count is 0-1. Bingler deals inside for ball one, and Griffin Costa will take advantage of that and get himself to second base.
Well, it is Seth Buchanan.
Oh, okay.
He just changed his jersey. It's
interesting.
At least as far as we have on our note sheet, he is not number 13. There is no number 13 listed on their roster, so that is
the 1-1 above and inside for ball two. Well, then that solves that problem. The 2-1 pitch to Buchanan. Bingler deals. That one gets inside the zone for strike two.
Bingler hadn't really pitched much this season until this week. The Sox needed some arms, so Bingler was called back into action. Prior to July 17th, he hadn't thrown since June 28th, so a couple weeks off.
The 2-2 pitch to Buchanan with Griffin Costa at second. Buchanan did go, but he makes it over to first base, and it'll be runners on the corners here for Noah Murray. It'll go down as a strikeout, but still a wild pitch, I believe. And nonetheless, runners are on the corners, and Noah Murray is up to bat. Murray in his first two at-bats today, a looking strikeout and a fly out to right field. So Bingler deals. A throw over to first, not in time, and Buchanan will stay there. The 2-2 pitch, not going to happen again. The throw over to second in time. Buchanan, a nice stolen base there, and now two runners in scoring position for Noah Murray after he's only, I don't believe he's faced a pitch yet in this at-bat.
And that's a tough one there for Alex Bingler. He had Buchanan picked off, but Buchanan read it well enough to at least get a decent jump and committed fully to the bid of getting to second base, and he beat the throw from Anderson French at the second base bag.
So we'll finally get the first pitch of this at-bat to Noah Murray. It's right down the middle for a strike. Bingler gets ahead of the count here. He'll deal the 0-1. With runners in scoring position. That ball nearly a pass ball, and Taveras makes a good sliding play to keep it in his glove, and no runners will score.
Man, those knee protectors, they weren't there, he would have burned his knees, man. That's just, you don't like looking at it, but you know, it gets a little better realizing he has knee protectors on.
1-1. That one somehow does not locate the zone. Bingler misses it by what seems like inches. The count will move to 2-1 with one away here in the top of the fifth. He comes set. Bingler on the mound. The 2-1. Again, just a bit outside for now Noah Murray, moving into a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runners in scoring position here with Buchanan on second, Griffin Costa at third. Bingler deals the 3-1 to Murray. He drives that one into high fly ball territory. It's popped up. The catch is going to be made by Hudson Luderman, and 2 gone here in the top of the 5th. Ball not far enough for any runners to tag up. A good pitch there from Bingler to put it in that position.
I was a little worried that it wasn't going to be caught. I thought Sowers was the one that had a beat on it, but he kind of looked it away, and then I saw Luderman had a chance, and it was thankfully made so no runners could score, or the bases could not be loaded.
2 gone here. That brings up Nathan Fink, who has 2 RBIs on the day. He swings through that one, strike 1. Fink, an RBI single in the top of the 3rd. The 0-1 pops that one behind him, foul. Now he's down to his last strike, but it's a prime position for him to get another RBI or 2 to his name. He'll deal the 0-2. Bingler will throw. Fink, swing and a miss. Bingler retires the side via the strikeout, and the Sox still hold a 6-3 lead. I'll turn the play-by-play duties over to Luke Stefanisco for the rest of this game.
Luderman, French, Genuine do battle here for the Tom Sox in the bottom of the 5th. They lead 6-3 over the Waynesboro Generals. Waynesboro does have a new pitcher on the mound. They do have a little bit of technical difficulties as they didn't give us all their pitchers' numbers. So trying to get the exact name as he fires in a first pitch strike to the Hokie Luderman to make the count 0-1.
Luderman so far today was hit by the pitch and then a 5-3 putout in his second at bat. Not seen him really pull to his pull side so much today as we have so often this season.
0-1 pitch, tap back up the middle. The shortstop fires on to first. Buchanan goes to White for out number 1, a 6-3 putout.
And Mike Mackey is heated because Hudson Luderman tossed his bat that nearly hit him, and now he's going to get chewed out. But I don't really see a whole lot of need for that from Mike Mackey. It's a little too much for me. Luderman's playing the game. He doesn't care where he's going to throw the bat, but I mean, he's not thinking about where he's throwing the bat. He's thinking about getting to first base. So I think Mike Mackey needs to relax a little bit.
So after the bat flipping argument from Mackey and Luderman, French digs in. He takes the first pitch ball. French on the day 0 for 1, walked back in the first, grounded out in the third. So now here's the second pitch of the at-bat. French lines that one over to second, but Griffin Costa's right there to snag that one and deny a base hit for Anderson French.
Good catch there from Costa. That's not an easy play to make, that ball coming at you at probably 80, 90 miles an hour, but he made it look easy.
So on the mound for Waynesboro, we've officially got word it is Carter Cashin, the senior from Eastern Mennonite, another one of the newer additions to this Waynesboro squad, making his first appearance of the season. He throws a first pitch fastball that misses to Will Genowine. Genowine a solid game. He's 1 for 1. Single in the first, walked in the third. So here's Cashin's 1-0. Genowine takes up high for ball 2.
Genowine has had a lot of professional at-bats in his short time here in Charlottesville, and this one already turning into seeming like another one.
So Genowine ahead 2-0.
Hello.
Cashin comes to the plate. Now the count 3-0. Sorry for the interruption down at the crowd mic, folks. It's some of the young Little League teams having a little fun. Here's the 3-0 to Genowine. That one splits the zone for strike 1.
And Genowine, he was not going to swing at that one anyways. And a big hitter's count, he's just going to wait and see if it's the perfect pitch, then maybe, but now is the time for him to maybe take his jack at it.
Cashin delivers the 3-1, and that gets a swing and a miss from Genowine to run the count full. Well, Genowine's going to have to find his way on base here to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. So Cashin from the windup, fires the 3-2 pitch. Genowine fights that one off out of play to stay alive.
Brought to you by Taylor's.
So the full count once more. Cashin gets his sign. He'll step and fire to the plate. Genowine flies that one out into shallow left field. Coming on is Chera, and Chera makes the catch to retire the side. So 1-2-3 go the Sox in Carter Cashin's first inning of work. Tom Sox still leads 6-3 after 5 innings here at CHO Airport Field.
6-3.
Alex Bingler gets ready to bring the boom to the Waynesboro lineup here in the top of the sixth. The 6-3 lead for the Tom Sox over Waynesboro. And Bingler out for his second inning of work after holding the Generals to no runs last time with a pretty good performance, getting his first strikeout of the game. That didn't end up as a strikeout as it got away from Evan Tavares at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Bingler. That misses outside. Macadon die at the plate.
Yeah, the Generals, they were good at getting that one hit and then doing enough just to bring the run home, but they haven't done that in the past 2 innings.
As Dye pops that one up over on the right side, just going to get out of play towards the bleachers. Dye on the day, 0 for 2, struck out back in the first and grounded out to short in the third inning. Going to reach base here against Bingler. Fires in the 0-1. That one too low of the zone. And the count will move to 1-1. Bingler working pretty quick here, not taking too much time to get into his spot on the mound. He'll deliver the 2-1. That one clips the inside corner for strike 2 to even the count at 2 apiece.
Bingler's got a really nice motion going right now, and when he really is doing a good job of placing it in the zone where he wants, which is right in the middle.
Here's the 2-2 from Bingler. That one way outside. Tavares again gets some rug burn on the knee protectors and prevents that one from going to the backstop to run the count full. Bingler looking to avoid his first walk issued of the day. Here's the 3-2. That one screamed foul back at the screen. Dial stay alive. Mac Dye, one of the guys that Waynesboro had to bring in after losing a lot of their lineup due to college commitments and other reasons. Here's the 3-2 from Bingler, misses outside, and Dye will reach base for the first time today.
Yeah, not a whole lot of first at-bat strikeouts that we've seen either from Rorty or from Alex Bingler, but they've done enough afterwards to get themselves out of the inning fairly unscathed. That I just would like to see a little more attacking early on from the Sox.
With Dye on first, Parker White, the lefty, steps in a lefty-lefty matchup. Bingler delivers a first pitch strike that splits the zone. Dye not taking too much of a lead over at first. Bingler taking some time. Now he hums to the plate. That one, a nice pitch that catches the inside corner. White disagrees. He'll find himself behind 0-2.
That one really started in line with White's body and came all the way into the zone. A nice frame there from Tavares as well.
Bingler looking for the punch out. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Bingler goes with the same pitch White had to offer out at that time and couldn't come up with anything, and he's down on strikes. Turn it over to Dalton Rock.
Right fielder, Dalton Rock.
Rock on the day doubled back in the second, came around to score the second run of the game for Waynesboro, and he popped out back in the fourth. Bingler delivers a first pitch to Rock that he considers swinging at, but splits the zone regardless for strike 1.
That one was perfectly placed by Alex Bingler. He's really finding his groove here now.
Dye not taking a large lead at first. Bingler won't even check him. He comes to the plate. That one misses outside. Tavares couldn't corral it cleanly, and the count tied up at 1 apiece. .6-3 game here in the top of the 6th inning. One's wild on the scoreboard, 1 walk, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That one's up high and tight. Rock has to get out of the way. So now it's 2-1 to the Waynesboro right fielder. King fires in the next pitch. That one's fouled back off the screen to make the count 2-2.
Another longer at bat for Bingler. Looking to get out of this one alive, but that's one thing we saw with Rory is he didn't let a whole lot of at-bats go long. He was able to finish them off quickly.
Bingler gives one last look over to Dye. Now comes to the plate. That one called, strike 3. Dalton Rock doesn't like it, but he'll have to walk back to the dugout. As now 2 down for the Generals via the punch out at the top of the 6th.
It's now 8 strikeouts for the Sox today between Rorty and Bingler. They each now have 4 apiece. Bingler doing that in not even 2 innings of work.
Out of left fielder Jose Fichera, and Bingler will fire over to check Dye at first. French won't even apply the tag. So now we'll see what Bingler wants to do here at the first pitch to Fichera. Here it is. It's a tapper over to short. Sowers gets there, fires onto first. That one low, but a beautiful pick from Anderson. French, almost in a full split, retires the side for the Generals. So they can't find the scoreboard in the top of the 6th. They still trail by 3. Stay tuned for some more baseball here at the show. Evan Tavares is hot to go here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll lead it off for the Sox as Carter Cashin looks to continue his scoreless outing in his 2nd inning of work. It'll be Tavares, Sowers, and back to the top of the order with Perry Hargett here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, he's looking to get his 2nd hit of the day after the first one, a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 1st.
Cashin from the windup fires a first pitch, and that one's lined out to left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Fichera will come up with the Tavares a turnaround first, but he'll hang there. And so 2-hit day for Evan Tavares, and that one a solid base hit to turn it over to Lee Sowers.
He's really got it cooking today, Luke. It's coming off the bat really smooth, as smooth as I've seen it all season for Evan, and it's really a good sign to see he's cooking at the right time.
So now Sowers, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Single back in the 1st. Grounded out in the 3rd as the first pitch to Sowers can't find the strike zone. So he'll move ahead 1-0.
Sowers a small frame and even smaller strike zone. It's hard for the pitchers to locate it, which is why he's able to work walks so much.
Lee slaps that one foul off the screen to even up the count at 1 apiece. Tavares not getting a sizable lead at first. As Cashin delivers the 1-1. That one misses on the outside with the heater. So now 2-1 with Sowers ahead in this battle. Tavares Gets his lead. Here's the 2-1. Sowers takes. Searching for his first walk of the game, something he's very familiar with doing. Walked 4 times Harrisonburg on 1st of July earlier this month. It's a 3-1 from Cashin, misses up high, and Sowers sends his bat towards the on-deck circle, and his teammate Perry Hargett to put runners on 1st and 2nd for the Sox.
Yes, the patented bat flip on a walk from Lee Sowers. Luckily, it didn't go near home plate umpire Mike Mackey.
Yeah, Mike Mackey would not have been too pleased if that one had gone towards him, but runners on 1st and 2nd now for the Sox, and Perry Hargett with a good RBI chance here. Cashin working out of the stretch now. Fires in the first pitch. Hargett squares, drops one down, but that one will roll behind the plate foul. As Jeremy Rose yells, "Nobody better, kid," and as you recall in one of the Tom Sox weekly segments, Lee Sowers said that was his baseball pet peeve, when fans yell "nobody better" and then proceed to do it for the very next player. So we'll see if Jeremy keeps that continuity going. Lee at first, Perry at the plate. Perry squares again. This one dropped down back towards the mound. A solid bunt. Cashin fires over to first. The throw is in time. Hargett hustling down the line, nearly beat it. But Matthew Pearman didn't agree with the rest of the fans here at CHO Airport Field, and now one down for the Sox.
Well, on the bright side, both of your runners now advance into scoring position. The only negative is that there's an out gone, but a really good piece of bunting there from Perry Hargett. And it's hard to tag him out when he's able to bunt Hargett, one of the faster players on this Tom Sox squad.
Langley now with a chance of 2 runners in scoring position. Cashin still working out of the stretch. Here's his first offering to Langley, and that one way up high. Dye had to pull it down. Cashin will be behind 1-0.
Langley started today with a single, a good hitter, and with runners in scoring position, looking to upper that percentage here.
Cashin's next offering is looped out towards parking lot, and
Remember, fans, return any retreat
count will tie itself up at 1 apiece.
stand for a prize.
As the legion of Little Leaguers descend on the CHO Airport Field parking lot to try and retrieve that baseball. Langley back in the box, looking to extend the Sox lead here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch. Fouled back off the fence. Now Langley gonna have to fight with 1 strike left to give.
Almost swung out of his helmet there. He had to fix it on the top of his head after that swing, but trying to put a lot of power into it. All he needs is a base hit. He doesn't need anything longer that could be caught in the outfield.
Cashin's next pitch. Fastball off the outside. Count now 2-2. Langley back in the box. Cashin looking to fire. That one's lined into left field, a base hit. Tavares coming to the plate. Sowers will stay at third. The throw from Frachera goes to the cutoff man. But Langley does his job and brings home Tavares for an RBI single to put the Sox up 7-3.
Really good piece of hitting there from Langley. That's all he needed to do, just a little liner into shallow right, left, or center field, and he picked the left. And a little oppo hit, but nonetheless, it worked out for him.
Now it's Patrick Nias. Came around to score in the first after being hit by a pitch. Has reached base all 3 times today, but all via unique methods. A fielder's choice in the second and an error in the fourth as the first pitch from Cashin misses outside.
This is a good spot for Nias to lay down another RBI. The Sox, they love playing that small ball style, and this seems like a prime position for them to implement it.
Nias lines that one back off the screen to make it 1-1. Langley getting a pretty sizable lead over at first. We'll see if Randy Tomlin's going to send Kyle Langley to second to try and put 2 runners in scoring position and avoid the double play. Cashin gets his sign on the mound, now delivers. Fastball up high for ball 2. As we get our first train of the day.
At least we believe it was. There's debate as if it was a real train or not.
2-1 to Nias. Inside, Langley thought about going. He'll slide back into first from the back pick from Dye. And a 3-1 count. Runners on the corners for the Sox.
A good heads-up play there from Langley. He thought he had to jump on it, but then was quick enough to, when he decided he didn't, slip back into first with no hesitation.
So now we'll see if they send Langley here in a 3-1 pitch. Cashin fires, Langley won't go. Nias flies that one into right. That'll send Rock back towards the track, towards the wall. It's gone! Patrick Nias, his third homer of the year, and he goes oppo to put the Sox up 10-3 here at CHO Airport Field.
Well, we talked about that short-sighted right field and how no one had taken advantage of it in a very long time, and well, we can end that conversation now today. Patrick Nias, a homer to right field, and the Sox are up 10-3.
Didn't seem like he got the greatest piece of it, but he managed to go oppo with it, and again, you have the advantage of the 290 fence out there and right. Nias just managed to clear it, and now we'll have a mound visit here from the Waynesboro coaching staff with Brock Clayton digging in.
We hadn't seen a lot of blowouts courtesy of the Tom Sox this season. At Waynesboro, they won 14-2, and now this one, a 7-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. It's beginning to look that way.
So we on the mound visit here will take you back through the scoring in this ball game. The Sox stung for 6 runs in the first inning, courtesy of some nice pieces of hitting, including an Evan Tavares home run. Didn't find the board again until this inning here in the 6th, with Patrick Nias a 3-run homer and a Kyle Langley RBI single. So now 10-3. Brock Clayton digging in. Carter Cashin looking to rebound after the homer. Here's the first pitch to Clayton, and that one breaking ball that Clayton gets on top of and fouls it into the Tom Sox dugout.
That was a pitch that looked like it was right down Clayton's alley. I think he honestly misjudged his swing a little bit, but if he had gotten good contact, we would have had maybe our second home run to right.
So here's the 0-1 to Clayton, and that's ripped over the head of Griffin Costa at second, and Brock Clayton will find his way aboard via the base hit here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, all these little unfortunate streaks are non-happenings that the Sox have had all season, a home run to right field, and now a Brock Clayton base hit. It seems like it's been a little bit since he's had one of those. Those will typically either find their way into the right fielder's glove or a snagging catch by the second baseman, but none of those happened there, and now he's on first base.
After Carter Cashin pitched a scoreless inning last inning, now he's starting to run into some difficulties here as the Sox finding success. Luderman squares. That one will go past Mackett and die to the backstop. Clayton will advance to second to put himself in scoring position. Huddy did pull back, so will go as a ball. The count 1-0.
A little pull side Hudson Luderman special would be really great right now. Would more than likely send Brock home.
Left fielder not exactly playing the line. They might not have the scouting report. So here's the 1-0 to Luderman. That's a breaking ball that won't catch the inside corner. Now 2-0 to Huddy. Cashin gives Clayton a look at second. Clayton not much of a base stealer. Here's the 2-0 to Hudson, and that one misses outside to make the count 3-0. Something stirring in the Waynesboro bullpen. Not officially an arm getting loose, but appears as if someone is heading out there to start getting ready to enter this ball game.
Number 8, by the looks of it.
That'll be
Jim doubt that.
Here's the 3-0 to Luderman. That's a fastball that find its way into the strike zone and make the count 3-1.
Luderman's been put out in 2 of his at-bats today, the last 2. In a good spot to get on base here.
Cashin's 3-1, swung on and missed. So the count now full. Luderman just trying to find his way on base for the first time since the first inning. Full count offering. Grounded foul off the fence near the Waynesboro dugout, and Luderman stays alive. Having a conversation with Mike Mackey, maybe apologizing for the bat flip incident a couple innings earlier.
Like some smiles out there. Everybody's friends now. Water under the bridge.
Here's the 3-2 once more to Luderman. That one almost at his eyes. Luderman fouls it back.
Yeah, good job staying alive there, but didn't really need to swing at that one. Lucky he made contact, honestly.
10-3 ball game here at the CHO in the bottom of the 6th inning. Carter Cashin looking to score the second out of the inning for the Generals. Here's his pitch. Luderman grounds that one over to short, and it'll go off the glove of Buchanan. Clayton is going to round third, heading for the plate. The throw from the third baseman Murray on, not in time. That wasn't Noah Murray with the throw. It was a mass of bodies out there in center. Couldn't tell who made the throw, but regardless, Clayton scores, and now the score 11-3. Anderson French at the plate.
Yeah, the Sox really taking advantage, and the funny thing is it's only been in 2 innings, the bottom of the 1st and now the bottom of the 6th. The other innings have just been kind of going through the motions, if you will.
As now we have another helicopter flying over. That's number 2. As French is at the plate. Here's the pitch from Cashin, misses outside.
Really trying to get French to chase there, but that one way far left, and French, a smart batter, is not going to swing at that.
So Luderman getting a decent lead off of second base. Here's the pitch from Cashin, and French takes a big hack at the breaking ball and can't connect. And that's strike 1.
Yeah, French likes to swing at those lower balls. He likes to get a little bit of lift on his bat because he's strong enough where even not a full swing will still carry pretty far for him, and the more lift he has, the more chance it has of getting out of the park.
Here's the 1-1 to French. That one inside for ball 2. Sox with 3 of their catchers in the lineup today. All of them have made an impact. As that one clips the strike zone, make the count 2-2. Tavares, the home run, Clayton, single, and French walked and came around to score, maybe hoping for a little bit something more here in this at-bat.
Yeah, French playing at first base today. He is a versatile player.
So here's the 2-2 from Cashin. French takes outside to run the count full. Jim Dudat still getting loose out in the Waynesboro bullpen. A guy that the Sox are very familiar with, has had success against Charlottesville here at CHO Airport Field. But it's a little bit puzzling why the Generals would use one of their best arms in a game like this. So here's the 3-2 to French, and he fights it off over towards the parking lot to stay alive.
And we'll see if he even gets a chance to pitch, because if this game were to be 10 runs by the end of the top of the 7th, then the game would be over.
Cashin looking to survive. Here's the 3-2 once more. French takes outside for ball 4.
Really, really good at bat there from French, and now both Hokies on base with Will Genuine coming up. A guy that always seems like he has a chance at an RBI.
And we'll get the signal to the Waynesboro bullpen, and that'll be the end of the outing for Carter Cashin. Gives up 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, still responsible for both guys on base. We'll take a break and be back after this pitching change here from CHO Airport Field. Well, a huge bottom of the 6th inning for the Tom Sox. 5 runs already across. Waynesboro making a pitching change for Jim Doubt now on the bump to face Will Genowine. Looking to get Waynesboro out of this nightmare inning.
Yeah, doubt that a fellow Chesterfield native like myself, a couple of mutual friends, I would say. But he went to play his high school ball at St. Chris after staying in the Chesterfield area for middle school. But now at VMI, he's putting in good work so far here in Waynesboro.
He delivers a first pitch strike to Will Genowine. Quickly behind 0-1.
One of the more odd movements that you'll see here in the Valley Baseball League.
As the 0-1, Genowine loops that one foul and quickly, I guess you say even more quickly behind 0-2. That has pitched a lot against the Tom Sox, including one of Waynesboro's victories at CHO Airport Field. He was key in helping the Generals pick up that victory as he misses outside for ball 1. Seems that every other team but the Sox have had success against him this season, a 7.5 ERA in 15 innings.
Well, you come into a scenario like this.
Genowine fouls that one off to stay alive at 1-2.
I can't imagine that you have a whole lot of confidence coming in down 8. There's not a whole lot you can do, so maybe the Sox will be able to get a more successful outing off of him considering the situation that he stepped into.
Yeah, Waynesboro already pretty thin on arms. How many pitchers traveled today? Genowine fights it off once more, and he wanted that one. Just had to settle for fighting it off to stay alive. Jim last pitched 2 days ago against Harrisonburg through 2 2/3 scoreless innings. So here's the 1-2 once again to Genowine. That one back up the middle with some force. Buchanan holds on to it, flips over to second to Costa. Costa's throw to first is in time. So a nice 6-4-3 double play for the Generals to get them out of the inning. But they'll still trail by 8. 11-3 the score after 6 runs here in Charlottesville. Bottom of the order for the Generals here in the top of the 7th. Bryson Hamilton, Griffin Costa, and then the top with Seth Buchanan. Seth Buchanan. Got a little twisted up in my words there as I heard Nate Schwartz on PA. So here's the first pitch to Bryson Hamilton. They call it strike from Alex Bingler, now in his 3rd inning of work.
Feels like a long time since the Generals have stepped up to the plate, and last time they did, it was still a reasonably in-reach game, and now it is certainly not.
Another pitch from Bingler catches the inside corner for strike 2. So now quickly 0-2 to Hamilton. Bingler looking for yet another punch out, but he misses down low with the ball to make it 1-2. Beautiful day at CHO Airport Field. Sun is shining, a great number of fans here. Again, we even have somebody out in center field enjoying the ball game. So here's the 1-2 from Bingler. Pitch way outside, Tavares, another slide, and now 2-2.
Solid 92 degrees out here. It feels like 99, but the sun is out, and I would take that over rain or thunder any day. So
Had a lot of rain, Landon.
Yes.
Some would say too much.
Certainly been watered down.
2-2 inside. Bingler won't get the call, and the count runs full. Hamilton 1 for 2 today. 3-2 pitch inside, ball 4. Hamilton find his way on base for the second time today as Bingler issues another walk.
Yeah, it's going to be Bingler's second walk today, but he also has 4 strikeouts to his name already, so he's doing more good than bad.
Griffin Costa 1 for 1 today. Something about those Costa brothers finding their way on base here at CHO Airport Field. First pitch he sees clips the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, Bingler's done a good job of getting the count to go to 2 strikes, but he needs to do a better job of finishing it off, which he was doing earlier on, just not in that last at-bat.
Kagan will tap that one just in front of the plate. Tavares will look to second. He'll go to first, and the throw goes wide past the glove of Anderson French. So that'll move Hamilton to third. He'll put Costa on first with an E2.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Tavares held up in throwing that ball, but as we've got an argument between Tomlin and Mike Mackey about some sort of maybe interference that wasn't called, but this is quite a different argument than the Covington versus Matthew Pierman argument we heard the other night. Tomlin much more reserved, trying to be understanding, even though he won't agree with what the call was, or non-call, so to speak, as we'll get a umpire meeting.
And we have seen outcomes of plays changed from these umpire discussions before this season. I'd be intrigued to see if this one gets changed, because it could be a pretty key piece of this ball game. I understand the score is 11-3, but Tom Sox were to score 2 runs, and they'll declare Costa safe. So the runners will stay on the corners, but
hey, Randy, we got together, Randy. That's it. That's it.
and Matt Shoemake just letting Randy know that there's nothing that could be, or Mike Mackey declaring that there's nothing that could be done. And that discussion's over, so Seth Buchanan, top of the order with runners on the corners. Bingler's first pitch to Buchanan. It's a pop up over our heads and back out of play.
Visit TomSox.org/sponsorships to find out.
Well, even after all of that, the Sox are still up by 8 runs. Looking like they'll be able to cruise out of here with a victory, barring anything crazy.
So now the 0-1, the shortstop Seth Buchanan from Bingler. It's a called strike on the outside corner. Buchanan, a little bit of a body language disagreement with that pitch.
That one actually looked like a pretty clean strike to my eyes.
So Bingler looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Buchanan down on a swinging strike. And now 1 down for the Generals here in the top of the 7th.
It's also going to go down as Bingler's 5th strikeout of the day.
Third baseman, Noah Murray.
Tie his season high he recorded earlier last June against Front Royal. Bingler's first pitch, runner takes off. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. Costa took off. He'll retreat back to first, and we'll do the at-bat all over again. Here's the 0-1. Costa holds it first. Tavares catches that one on a slide, and the count 1-1.
Seen a lot of those sliding catches today from Evan Tavares. One of the many assets that he has at that catcher position.
1-1 now to Murray, and Murray flies that one into left. Genowine makes the catch. He's going to fire to the plate. Throw not cut off. The tag won't be applied. Costa will hold it first, so sacrifice fly for Noah Murray. Makes the score 11-4. That'll be Nathan Fink.
Center fielder, Nathan Fink.
1 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs. Bingler on the mound, looking to limit the damage to 1 run. Here's his first pitch to Fink. That one misses outside. Battle between 2 Charlottesville natives here in Fink and Bingler. Here's the 1-0. Fink flies that one foul to even the count at 1 apiece. A little bit of local pride on the line here between these two.
Especially considering Fink used to don the blue and green here at CHO Airport Field.
Bingler was signed to play last year for the Sox on that championship-winning team. That one goes down for ball 2. Of course, the team that Fink was a part of, winning the VBL title with the Sox last year. So now 2-1 between Bingler and Fink. Here's the pitch. Fink back up the middle. Bingler gloves that one on the mound. And the 1-3 put out retires Fink. Bingler wins the battle and limits the damage to 1 run for the Generals. 11-4. We'll take a stretch and be back with more baseball here from the show. Evan Tavares led off the last inning. He'll lead it off again here at CHO Airport Field in an 11-4 ball game with Jim Dudat on the mound.
Tavares so far today, 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run and a single in the bottom of the 6th. His only blemish was a fly out to left field in the bottom of the 3rd.
Here's the first pitch he sees, and he flies it foul
That foul ball was
over
brought
towards
to
the
you by
batting
Taylor's
cage.
Auto Body.
Tavares was looking for the game to finally find some consistency. Had a couple solid appearances over the last 10 games a week ago, but today showing off as he flies that one deep into right center. Rock going back towards the gap. Rock is there. He looks up, and it is gone. Evan Tavares, a 2-homer game. Coming into today, he had 0 extra base hits. Make it 2 with 2 homers for Evan Tavares.
That one just an absolute blast into right field. He's done it to left, he's done it to right. Now he needs to complete the trifecta to center if he gets the chance, but just a fantastic day from him, and a day he won't forget for a very long time.
That's the first multi-home run game for any Tom Sox player this season. Someone's done it on back-to-back days. That was Tanner Shadle, the Waynesboro and Culpeper doubleheader, but 2 in the same game. It goes to Evan Tavares. So now a 1-0 count to the 9-hole man, Lee Sowers. Here's the next pitch. That one misses up high for ball 2. Off the bat land, and I wasn't sure that one was going to clear the fence, especially with how deep it is out there in right center, but Tavares put a good charge into that one.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily seem like it had as much pop as the first one, but it had enough carry. And I think that's part of the fact that they have been playing in 7 p.m. humid, thick nights for the last, I'd say, week or so, and now you come in a 1 p.m. game where the sky is clear, the clouds are clear, the air is clear, and that ball is just flying way more than usual.
Sowers takes ball 4. It's the second walk of the day for Lee Sowers. That one a little bit more of a subdued bat flip, and he'll find his way onto first. Perry Hargett now at the plate.
So 11 times this season, or 11 times in the Tom Sox history, there have been games in which a player has hit 2 home runs in the same game. The last was Cade Bellew against Culpeper on June 1st of last season.
0-1 now to Hargett. Finds the strike zone. As we mentioned, Tavares had yet to record an extra base hit the entire season. How about 2 long balls in the same game? That'll check Sowers over at first.
And I think it's worth mentioning that Hargett is the game's winning run if he were to get around. That would put the Sox up by 10 runs, and we are now in the 7th inning, which means the slaughter rule is in effect.
There's the 0-1 to Hargett. He takes inside, ball 1.
The Sox have finally gemmed out that curse.
Played it or run on him. Did it via the long ball, which is a tough way to score a run. Here's the 1-1 to Hargett. That one will clip the outside corner as a wasp has infiltrated the press box here at CHO Airport Field, causing the intern team to squabble up like they're Kendrick Lamar. Here's the 1-2 now from Dudat to Hargett, and that one nearly clips him. Dye thought he missed it. It'll make the count 2-2. Sowers gets his lead off of first. Dudat delivers to Hargett, and Hargett, with a delayed swing on that one, managed to kind of tap it off his body to stay alive.
And this actually comes nowhere near the team record of home runs in a game. The Tom Sox had 6 home runs at Strasburg in just their first year of play on June 24th, 2015. So whoever was pitching for Strasburg that night, they may not have seen another day there for the Express.
Well, that field is relatively short compared to a lot of Valley Baseball League fields. And look at the list, a lot of games at Strasburg. The Sox had successes. Dudat fires over to first. Sowers back in time.
The most recent game on here is at Culpeper, June 7th of 2024. There were 3 home runs in that game, and there were 4 home runs at Strasburg on August 1st of 2023 as the Wasp is nearly exiting the press box. It's on the windows.
As we tried to avoid the Wasp, it sits on the ledge, now climbs its way out and back in. Pitch to Hargett, back up the middle. Dudat gloves it, fires to second. That one wide, it goes into center. Sowers gets a good read. He's going to head to third. And so the E1 from Jim Dudat will put runners on the corners for Kyle Langley.
Good piece of hitting there from Hargett. He put Dudat in a pretty precarious situation, and he wasn't able to capitalize on it. And now the runner's on the corners for the Sox, and brings up Kyle Langley, who could in this game.
And now we'll get a mound visit here. A discussion with Dudat with the winning run at first base. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hargett go and try and get himself to second in scoring position.
Maybe a bunt laid down from Kyle Langley as well to advance them both in the scoring position, or even advance Sowers home if the the bunt is good enough. My goodness.
Langley's had some very solid bunts this season. I go back to one at Strasburg where put it so perfect down the third base line that he was already at first by the time the umpire made the call if it was fair or foul. First pitch from Dudat to Langley inside for ball 1.
Yeah, where's Mosquito Joe when you need him, right? I mean, this Wasp sticking around in this game, and he will not leave. He's actually been here for the whole season. He's been a regular in the press box.
Almost like the third broadcaster of sorts. Here's the 1-0 to Langley. He loops that one into shallow left field, but it'll drop in foul territory near the Waynesboro bullpen.
That would have been a near perfect hit had it stayed in fair territory. It would have definitely sent Sowers home, and Perry Hargett would have been able to round himself at least a second.
Just a reminder, folks, Perry Hargett, the winning run of this ball game. Valley League run rule is 10 runs after 7 innings, and treat this as the 9th inning essentially for the Sox. So here's the next pitch. Dudat will instead fire over to first to check Hargett. Perry sliding back in safely. Langley looking to bring the Sox within 1 of the win. Dudat fires. Langley takes a fastball on the outside for strike 2. One, 2 to Kyle. Way outside. Dye manages to corral it, keep Hargett from advancing himself into scoring position. Now the count even at 2 apiece. Wasp is back in the press box. So here's the 2-2 once again to Langley, up high to run the count full.
Yeah, that's not the exit, buddy. I mean, he's trying to fly through the glass window, which, won't work.
Might as well describe this as the Wasp saga, or the Wasp game.
That's what happens when the Sox are up 8 runs.
He's been around all game. And he's the reason why the Sox are starting to hit the baseball. 3-2 pitch to Langley. Called strike 3, Hargett goes. There'll be no throw to second as Buchanan didn't cover, so now runners in scoring position for Patrick Neas. Could walk this off with a base hit to score Hargett from second.
Or why not get your second home run, right?
Third baseman.
Went Oppo last time.
Seems like a competition between him and Evan Taveras today to see who can log the most home runs. Taveras currently winning 2-1.
First pitch from Dudat to Neas, and he hacks it, manages to hit it on his first swing and hit it on the backswing. One of the more rarities you'll see in baseball there. Doesn't count for 2 strikes, folks. Only counts for 1. And so the count 0-1. Dudat trying to extend this game to an 8th inning. Here's his 0-1 to Pat, and this is outside. Sox last had a walk-off on Thursday in the second game of the doubleheader against Culpeper, with Landon Weaver on the call for that one. Elise Sowers RBI single. Sowers stands at third base himself. 1-1 from Dudat to Nias, and that one's skied into the infield. Griffin Costa has a beat on it, makes a catch, and retires Patrick Nias on the pop out. And now Brock Clayton looked to be the one to end this ball game here in the bottom of the 7th.
He found something working last time out, a nice single, blooping over Griffin Costa at second base, and now he'll try and replicate that this time around.
Here's the first pitch from Dudat to Clayton. Clayton fouls that one off. Almost a smirk on his face. Maybe he thought he could end the game with one swing there. Next pitch to Clayton. That one misses outside. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, doubt that against the lefty hitters so far. He's had a lot of those where he's trying to get them to chase instead. It's nearly logging as a wild pitch, but luckily Dye at the plate able to make some nice catches to save runs from coming in.
There's the 1-1 to Brock. Clayton loops that one down the left field line, out of play. Again, some of the little leaguers descend the parking lot to try and locate that baseball and return to the stands for a special prize. Winning run on second base. Clayton at the dish. Here's Dudat's offering. Clayton lines it into right field. Over the glove of Costa. Hargett heading for the plate. The throw offline. Didn't need to get to 9 innings. The Sox do it in 7. 14-4, a run rule victory for the Sox in CHO Airport Field, and Brock Clayton wins it with a 2 RBI single.
Well, it had to be him, didn't it? The exact same way he got his first hit of the day, he gets his second. Again, a liner just over the outstretched glove of Griffin Costa, and now the Sox have their 20th win on the season in 36 tries.
You have to talk about the offense today. 14 runs in only 7 innings, 10 hits. The Sox did it all today. Multiple home runs from multiple players. Patrick Nias and Evan Tavares leaving the yard. Tavares twice. And Landon, this is certainly a good game to take into consideration with how the Sox need to roll this offense over for the rest of the season to find success in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of what they've been doing all day, except now the hitters that hadn't had that same sort of success as others, including Tavares and Clayton, they've gotten Tavares hit 2 home runs, which is pretty much unheard of this season, and Clayton with 2 back-to-back singles, including the game winner. So those guys getting cooking this late in the season is a really telling and good sign for the Sox going forward.
Well, the Sox win it 14-4 in 7 innings here at CHO Airport Field. For myself, Luke Stefanisco, and Landon Weaver, my broadcast partner, it has been a pleasure to call this game for you folks. Sox will be back in action tomorrow as they travel for a big one against the Stanton Braves to try and earn sole possession of second place in the Valley League South. But that is all we have for you today. Once again, Luke Stefanisco and Landon Weaver saying enjoy the rest of your afternoon and have a good one, folks.